Good morning, family. I hope you're all doing great. I'm doing fine, except I've been really busy with farm work. It's the planting season, and we are just so busy in the farm. Otherwise, all is well. One of the plans I have for this year is to multiply my chicken flock, and I've just brought in a rooster and two hens, which are going to be the multipliers of the flock because the ones I have are layers, so they don't sleep on their eggs, meaning we cannot get chicks from them, and they've not also had a rooster, so they cannot lay fertilized eggs. Chicken are usually very hostile when a new member comes into their family, so I hope the rooster will be welcome considering we don't have a rooster here yet. Looks like they're still sizing each other up. I hope they can coexist. Looks like there's trouble in paradise, but I hope with time they're going to get used to each other and they can live together in peace. The rooster is about 3 months old, so these ladies here are definitely much older than him. I guess that's the reason they're bullying him, but I know he will adjust and they will just be fine. Meanwhile, the two hens have escaped, but I can spot them along the fences. They cannot go beyond the fence, so I just hope probably by evening they will all go into the house. So guys, my sister got me some really beautiful basket gifts, which are going to be so useful in this season. In a few months time I'm going to be harvesting, so I've got this beautiful harvesting basket, and then there's also this one. There's also this nice tiny one with a handle, which I think is so ideal for collecting eggs. And there's this one that comes with a lid, so once you store whatever you're storing inside, then you just push the lid down and then it's covered. I really love the shape of this one. It's quite beautiful. So let's go and collect some eggs. It's been a while since we collected eggs. The rooster is definitely having a rough time dealing with these queens. He prefers to be on top of that ladder instead of being down here with the queens. The red hibiscus is flowering again. It has really beautiful red flowers. I'm not keeping cows just yet. The cows you see across the fence are my neighbors, but they look really cute. I can't wait to have my own. We're just coming to the end of our fall season, and the leaves from the bishop tree have been really falling on the ground. Much of the ground here was covered in the leaves, and you can see the part of the grass that has turned yellowish. That is how mulch kills weeds or anything. Unfortunately, the grass it is killing is the buffalo grass that I planted, and I don't want it dead, so I'll just have to rake out the leaves that have been falling so that the grass can receive sunlight and grow back to green. This is the biggest tree in my yard, and at this point I don't think I need to weed it, so there's no point mulching it. My farmhand mulched it, maybe not knowing what to do with it, but when trees are mature we really don't need to weed them. All we can do is let grass grow under them if it's possible. They look better that way. When they're still young, then we need to clear and mulch around it because it is still growing. At this point, the roots are so deep inside that the mulch is not helping anything. So guys, this has been a really busy day for me. I've been keeping myself busy doing chores around the home, but what I'm actually waiting for is the arrival of building materials. I'm supposed to begin plastering immediately, and I'm expecting deliveries today. This is one stage I've been really looking forward to completing, but because of different reasons I've not been able to finish plastering my house, but I'm so glad it's finally happening. So I'm going to list down everything that is going to happen in this stage in the description box. But to be honest, I'm really excited that I'm finally going to plaster my house, and I'm just sitting here waiting for the lorries to start coming in, bringing in the materials. One century later, the first truck carrying sand has arrived. The problem with the guys who deliver building materials is sometimes they wait until it gets dark to deliver, and you always find that those are the people that bring you materials that are not so good. So they come when it's dark so that you don't notice it until the following day. By that time, you'll have made payment and there's nothing much you can do about it. And that's what happened with the little sand you see right in front of the camera. That was supposed to be sand for plastering. Unfortunately, the guy just went, picked up some soil and delivered when it was dark. The builders rejected it, and I've just been spreading it on parts of my lawn, using it to level the grounds where the ground is uneven. So these days, I insist all deliveries are made in broad daylight and in my presence. It's about 6 p.m., so that means the other two trucks coming are not going to offload because it's like they're just hanging around somewhere waiting for the dark so they can come here and deliver substandard things. That won't be happening today. Once bitten, twice shy. One thing to remember when you're ordering sand is to indicate what you're going to use it for, because we have different textures for different uses in building. We have very fine sand, we have rough sand, and we have the medium rough sand. So those are three different textures of sand for different jobs. So always be specific about what you want to do with the sand you're ordering. These guys know exactly what you want, only that there are those conmen who will bring you the wrong things and you'll end up spending more like me. So I'm allowing you to learn from my mistakes so that you don't get to make the same mistakes when you're building. So for now, I'm gonna lock my gate. Nobody else is coming in to deliver anything today. I don't want those substandard things delivered in the dark. They always come up with stories or delay tactics like they were in traffic, they got some jam, I don't know, got a tire burst or something like that, just to keep you waiting and wait for the dark to set in. So for today, they have no choice but to go back with that sand and bring it tomorrow in broad daylight. Sometimes you're forced to make these tough decisions. For now, I'm gonna pack my eggs and go home. I will be back tomorrow to wait for them again. Hopefully, they show up tomorrow very early, because if they don't, they will have to go back with it, unfortunately. It is worse working with these people when you're a woman, because somehow they think we do not know about building materials and anything to do with such constructions. It is the next morning and it is quite a beautiful day. It's been raining, it's the planting season, and I hadn't planted my little garden here at my home. I've been working on the bigger farms out there. So today is the day that I intend to do the planting of maize, which is our staple food. This one has to be in my garden every season. I will also be planting other vegetables. And as always, my farmhand is here helping out. He's such a funny guy. He's always full of stories and he makes me really laugh every time we sit down or when we are working together. I watched a video where somebody was sowing maize seeds in a nursery bed, then transferring them later to the garden. I don't know how you grow your maize, but here we sow our seeds directly into the garden and they've always done very well. I think the idea of having them in a nursery bed first is so cumbersome, considering they do so well even when sown directly. The other sounds like extra work. If you grow maize, please let us know how you do it. I'll appreciate that. We usually intercrop our maize with beans or sweet potatoes, but this time I'm just planting the maize alone, and I will also be planting beans in a different patch. I've just decided to separate them this time, but there's no harm in either of the two ways, either intercropping or just planting it on its own. The beauty of intercropping is you get two harvests from the same patch, which is definitely a plus, but also growing just one crop on one patch allows you to harvest more of that same crop than when you intercrop, because there's that competition for the nutrients by the two crops that are grown on that same patch, and also the space could be limiting. But the beauty of gardening is there's always a harvest. So this is how we do it. We just make those small holes and then we just drop in the seeds and cover them. I try to grow purely organic foods. That's the reason I don't use commercialized seeds. These are seeds I've used over and over. We've carried them from years back when my grandma was alive. So every season after harvesting, we save the seeds to use in the next season. And the results is just great. And to our soil, we add manure, which we get from our cows and from the chicken coop. And I recently started composting, Hopefully, I will get enough compost to add to my clay soil. I understand it also improves the texture of the soil. So I'm really looking forward to that first harvest of my compost, which I will definitely share with you. Other than the maize, I'm also planting some herbs. These herbs we use as vegetables. I think I showed you the seeds just the other day. So there will be saga, there will be mto, there is bo, which is cowpeas, and lots of other vegetables. This year, my garden is going to have more food than last year, and I'm glad I'm so on time this year. Last time, I was a bit late. I'm done with the farm work and I'm just back home. So hungry. I'm gonna get myself something to eat. We have lots of leftovers from the weekend, and I'm just gonna warm some food for myself. One thing I love about our climate is that the mornings are quite sunny and the weather is always just perfect. And then the showers of rain come much later in the evening. This allows us to do our work very well in the farms throughout the day. It is 2 p.m. and the sky is already pregnant with rain, and there's nothing more rewarding for a farmer than having rain immediately after planting. What a blessing. The beauty of this year is that we don't have a lot of rain like we usually do in the rainy season. We are receiving just enough rain, adequate enough for our farms, and we also have these beautiful sunny intervals, which I think is amazing. Thank you for checking in and for always hanging out with me. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. For now, it's bye bye. I'll see you in the next.